the amount of work and effort that it takes to build an Earthship, a house that will sustain its inhabitants for years and years and years to come, is almost unbelievable. One of the hardest workers that I know, it's in my experience, Workships, has been Lucas. And Lucas has agreed to answer the 3 dream questions. This is Lucas, and I'm going to ask him the 3 dream questions. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first question, Lucas, is what are your hopes and dreams? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Mostly self-sufficiency. I'm gonna work on my own farm. I'm gonna build a little hazelnut farm, do some garlic on the side, get completely off grid with what I want on it, and any on-grid stuff will be selling back to the current corporations that own the power. And I'm hoping to make my community a better place by doing so, and rolling some jobs out that are more focused on the people instead of on the profit.
So what about profit and people? I don't, could you explain what you mean?
Well, I'm in a position where I'm retiring early because of saving money and making sure my expenditures are low. So I won't need to gain any profit for myself. As long as I'm breaking even, I can generate jobs and pay all of the profits out to my employees at that point.
So it's going to be kind of a, oh, what would I say? It's a cooperative almost.
Almost, yeah. It'd be sort of like an employee-owned setup, but it'll be on my land, so I can't really offer that due to other risks involved. But the profit side of it will be the business entity will take what it needs. I don't need to take a salary out of it, and the people that run it will take all of the profit in a structured profit sharing method. So where did that come from? I mean, did it just evolve, or is it just dissatisfaction with how corporate structures pay their people? You know, it's you see so often that people that kind of cut people out from under them and are aggressively going for the top tier, getting all of the money on the way up, and then the other people that are struggling to make money don't get the raises they deserve because they're still doing the bulk of the work, where too many do-nothings make too much money, and all of the people holding them up get cut short.
So when you're talking about going off grid, you're talking about
solar. I'm going to do some gasification with the wood pellet stove, just generating my own power. I will have internet because that's kind of a necessity these days, but my solar will be what runs all my facilities, and anything extra will go back to the grid, and that way there's no waste, because that's part of the hopes that, you know, kind of create a zero waste cycle.
And it kind of sounds like you're going off the grid economically.
Yes,
in a way as well.
Yeah, we will still be tied to it because the way we're generating our income is off of investments and stocks. So we are dependent on the current society's structure of finance, but we've managed to get ourselves to a point where we can survive off of our investment income and not harm our investments. So as long as the economy stays strong, I get to do what I feel like I need to do. If the economy tanks and I need to develop some extra, I have a few safety nets of things I can do to get other jobs, or, you know, maybe have to take a salary for whatever I've got running if I have, you know, the means to do so at that time.
Wow. Have this always been your dreams, or have you had, let's go clear back. Do you remember some of your earliest dreams as in elementary school or something like that?
I used to think I wanted to be a veterinarian because they made a lot of money and they got to deal with animals all day. And I wanted a fast car, you know, I wanted fancy things. And as I grew up, I realized that fancy things really eliminate a lot of your options, and don't necessarily increase your happiness. So instead of looking at money as a way to buy happiness, you need to look at what you're buying as how much happiness will it provide me. If you know, like I bought this truck, I paid cash for it, and I bought it because it's a tool to get me to where I want to be, Taos, New Mexico. I came from Minnesota. I'm camping on the truck. You know, it's the investment in the truck has bought me a lot of happiness and the ability to go get that happiness. And instead of looking at money as money buys happiness, you need to look at what makes me happy and what is the minimum of my life energy I can spend to get there. Because if you're stuck in the grind, you know, a lot of people are completely unhappy at what they're doing, and they're not even making enough to buy the things that will make them happy or go do something that makes them happy, because they're strapped for time, they're strapped for money, and they're strapped for energy, because so many jobs take that all out of you.
You're talking about personal energy.
Yep.
They're just...
If it's not fulfilling, you're not recharging your battery. You know, where if it's a fulfilling job, you know, a lot of people have great jobs that they love to do what they're doing, and they're making enough money to get by. And those people, you know, they're in a really nice position. You know, it's not everywhere you can find that. But
so instead of going out and finding ways to recharge their batteries, they're getting charged at work as well.
Yep. There's a perfect example of the lady I buy my dog food from. She works at this small shop 7 days a week, keeps it open, and she just sells dog food. She has a couple cages of adoption cats, and she has a couple adoption dogs that she keeps on premise, and that's what she loves to do. You know, she's helping the animals, she's doing her thing, she's got her community of people that comes buys product from her, and she loves it. She's always super high energy, super happy about it, and you know, she found her niche, and it's where she wants to be.
You're sounding like you're going to answer my third question already, because if you were going to talk to somebody that was just starting out in life, or I usually couch it as if you were able to go back and talk to your 13-year-old self.
Well, figure out what makes you happy and find out how to get there, and control your finances to support that. You know, don't try to make a lot of money and buy the happiness. Figure out where you need to be happy, and try to slide in at the right income level to keep you there, or make income doing what you love.
And so a new married couple, same?
Yeah, depends on where you're at. You know, if you're coming out of school with a lot of debt, your debt's kind of an emergency. You got to get on top of that first, but as soon as you can, you know, figure out how to unplug from the unnecessary responsibilities and focus on what's actually important to you and to your significant other.
Wow. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or
no,
anything come to mind about what you're doing, or what
just find out what makes you smile and pursue it.
Find out what makes you smile.
Yep.
Whatever makes you smile.
Yep.
That's an indicator.
Yep. It makes you happy.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Lucas.
Of course.